will consist of 2 10-minute rounds.
Willie Peters, gentleman from Holland. He's been there and done that. 80 no-holds-barred fights. Keith Haring is a tremendous athlete. Started his no-holds-barred career at the age of 18 while he was playing high school football. He told me that the wrestling coach at his high school kept begging him to come down and try out, and he said he didn't want to wear the wrestling singlet, which is the outfit they wore, because he had a problem with it. But once he did go down to wrestle, he was hooked for life, he said. And here we go. Willie Peters versus Heath Haring. They come out jabbing. A nice front kick by Heath Haring. Willie jumps over the top, tries to throw a right hand. Willie throws a low kick. Heath comes in throwing bombs. Heath takes him down. He's got his back. He's got his hooks in. He's going for the choke. Oh, it doesn't look good for Willie Peters. Big Heath Haring on his back, working the choke. Willie Peters is already in trouble. He's got the head up. It doesn't look good, boss.
No, it doesn't look good at all. He's putting his head up. His chin, he's using his other hand. Good strategy, by the way. And it's working. He's
got the forearm. He could choke him out right now with the forearm.
Yep.
All he has to do is press that shoulder straight down. Peters is in trouble. He's in a no-win situation. He should tuck and roll or do something, but it's really hard with a big man like that on your back. And he taps out!
Fast fight.
Quick fight. Heath Haring.
Very good looking, man. Good striking. Nice takedown. And the finish all perfect.
You know, our heart goes out to Willie Peters for taking the fight on short notice, but Heath Haring looked tough. He did what he had to do. Went in there, threw the front kick, threw a couple punches. Willie tried to jump over the top. Was a little bit outgunned. Went to the bottom, unfortunately, on his stomach. And then Heath Haring took his back and just sunk the choke.
Yep.
There he is with his manager, Ronnie Nyquist. Ronnie Nyquist told me that Heath Haring is making such progress with his trainer there, Pritchard, with him, 4 hammers in Thai boxing, that they predict in 2 years he will be able to fight in the K1.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. This guy
right here, big right hand misses by Heath Haring. He comes storming in, another left hand. Willie ducks down, tries to go for a single leg. Heath spins out, and Heath gets him crunched down into a side mount. Then there it is, the choke, and he taps out. Heath Haring, the big man, on his back. Tremendous quick win. Welcome to Pride, Mr. Heath Haring.
Very impressive victory. Nice, guys.
Trey Telligman has Mark Kerr, Abu Dhabi World Submission Wrestling Champion 1999, in his corner. And here he is, Carlos Barreto from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Fought a great fight against Igor Vovchanchyn a couple of months back in Pride. Gave Igor a good time with his left jab in that fight.
Yep. He used his length, his long arms.
Trey Trauma Telligman. Now, he told me that he's going to open a can of whoop ass in this event.
Oh, my God.
Telligman and Barreto almost met in January as alternates in the Pride Fighting Championship Grand Prix 2000 tournament, but Carlos Barreto had an injury to his shoulder and was forced at the last minute to pull out. But here they are finally going to meet. It's going to be USA versus Brazil. Telligman versus Barreto. And here they go. They touch gloves.
Trey's well prepared for the takedown, and he's got good hands, so that's going to be a bit of a trouble there for Carlon.
Both fighters are very relaxed here. We're waiting for an explosion by any one of them. I expect that Trey Telligman is going to measure Carlos. Nice low kick by Barreto. Comes right out, throws a nice relaxed low front kick by Barreto. Carlos has got long limbs, so using his jab or his push kick might be a good strategy to hold Telligman at bay, because Telligman can be dangerous with the strikes early on, but he's very relaxed now, measuring Barreto.
Yeah, you're going to need it, especially because you said he got long limbs, and it's a little awkward in the beginning of the fight. After a few punches, straight outs, he will know exactly the distance, and then he will go over to attack.
Carlone going with the high kick there, being blocked partially by Teligman's hand. Both fighters still circling. I'd like to be said that if a fighter makes the aggressive move, he's open for the counter. I think both these guys are waiting for the other man to rush in and do something so they can counter him, boss.
Yep, they're waiting for the mistake from the other guy. Yeah, it's very smart fighting, actually. I try to do it too.
Yeah, it's not wholly exciting yet, but I expect that any minute. Okay, nice sprawl by Trey Teligman. Carlos goes for the single leg, and Teligman sprawls, stays down. Teligman is a great ground fighter himself, training at the Lions Den, one of his specialties being leg locks.
Let's see what they're going to do now. He has to hold him down like this and press with his belly on his head, otherwise he will come up and will try to take Trey down.
Yeah, I think that Trey has a great deal of respect for Carlos's ground fighting ability. Otherwise, he might just pull into the guard or try to, go into a different position from here. But right now, he's got him in a position where Trey can literally stand back up if he chooses to. And there they are, right back on their feet. A high clinch by Barreto. I expect a knee any second.
No, I think he's going to try to take Trey down. That's his game, the ground game.
And Trey's got a real good base, tries to spin out, but Barreto keeps him locked up with the overhooks. Now, Barreto locking his hands behind Teligman. Teligman leaning. Both men conserving some energy. Barreto with a knee to the inside and a stomp to the foot there by Barreto. That can cause some pain.
It can break your foot, actually.
I think the first time I ever saw someone do a stomp was the great Marco Huas in the UFC against Paul Varlins, and he had to do some damage against that 320-pound Varlins. Knee to the leg again by Barreto.
We had a guy in Holland, a Thai boxer, Peter Smith, and he did it in Thailand also. Stamping on the feet of the Thais.
Peter Smith was a wild one. Had a great battle with Champa Kitsonga in Thailand, throwing the downward elbow on Kitsonga's back of his neck. And
while he was waving at his mother, it was an unbelievable fight.
And Barreto trying for the trip takedown, and Trey spins out. Trey doesn't want to stay up too high. He wants to keep down low, keep his base low so he doesn't get swept or tripped or spun into a judo throw.
He's got a very good base. Both of them. This is who's going to make the mistake right now. And that guy will end up on the ground. Or like in Trey's position, he wants to keep the fight standing up.
Barreto again chopping away with the left knee and then the right knee to the leg. Those can cause a Charlie horse at repeated beating. He didn't get a lot of distance on that strike, but if he does, it can really hurt the leg.
Yep. Yep, it's just waiting.
Now you notice that Barreto is looking to the side. Boss, you know that if a fighter is really experienced at grappling, he doesn't necessarily have to watch his opponent. He can feel him when they're this close.
Yes, they actually got some trainings. People train like that. They train blindfold just to improve all their reactions, reflexes, and everything.
More stomps there by Barreto and a couple of knees to the leg of Teligman. Not a lot going on here presently. A lot of offensive takedown by Barreto with some knees. Carlos Barreto has got a pretty formidable knee strike. He did stop Gary Goodridge. I mean, not Gary Goodridge, but Gary Myers in Brazil in the IBC, and he broke his leg with a knee. Gary Myers brought his leg up high to try to block the knee, and he ended up shattering his shin bone. Okay, the referee is going to restart the fighter standing because he felt they were in a stalemate. And now here we are, got some distance. Teligman is dangerous when he's got distance. I expect Teligman is going to drop some bombs any moment.
Yeah, I would go for the body first now. Some low shots, straight, right straight to the body, left hook high, things like that. Or a left jab to the body and a right straight high.
Teligman is defending well against the low kick attempts there by Carlos Barreto. Or Barreto, as they pronounce it in Brazil. Carlone circling. Carlone circled quite a bit when he fought Igor Vovchanson and used his jab. I haven't seen much of his jab right now. I have seen a lot of his kicks, though, which is actually a smart strategy. Nice low kick by Teligman. Carlone goes in tries for a takedown, tries for a slam, but doesn't get it.
Right knee from Trey.
You know, the sweat is a factor now. They are sweating, so it makes the takedowns, the arms slide right off the body. Carlo trying for a trip there. Telling, making sure he doesn't turn completely sideways.
Very good.
And knee and a catch. Barreto has pulled guard, but Teligman on top. Teligman almost got the mount there, but Barreto got out of trouble. Now he's on all fours. Now in this position, we've got to mention the rules of pride. A fighter in Teligman's position cannot throw the knee while the fighter on the bottom in Barreto's position has all four limbs on the floor. But if Barreto were to lift one of his limbs off of the floor, Teligman could throw either a knee or a kick in this position, like that.
Yep. He's lifting his arms up. You see it? No, it's really smart what he's doing. It's legal.
Yeah, it is legal because Carlos has got his right arm off the ground, so technically he's open for a strike. Now he's got all fours on the ground, so Carlos is going to try and stand back up. And nice knee, and nice attempt by, he grabbed the rope, so that was a great takedown attempt by Barreto, but Teligman bought some time by grabbing the rope, didn't get down. Teligman has fought a really exceptional defensive fight so far. Carlos has really upped his shooting, and he pulls for the single leg, and he grabs the rope, and he gets Teligman down. And he gets him down. Teligman on the bottom with his guard around Carlos Barreto's waist. They're in the corner. One of the things that pride officials can do is pull the fighters if they get too close to the side, to the center of the ring, and restart them in the same position they were in.
Okay. That's a pretty good rule right there. Because this is going to be difficult, you know, with the rope. There we go.
And they're going to stop the fighters, keep them in the same position, and restart them closer to the center of the ring. Teligman on the bottom, guard on Barreto. Barreto is now going to work. I think he's going to try and pass the guard. He might grind away with some strikes. He might grind away with some strikes here.
Yep. Trey's going to try to create some distance so he can strike to the head. But Kanon's not crazy, of course, and he's keeping himself tight.
Yeah, now,
Trey.
From the bottom here, boss, in the guard position, what are Teligman's options?
Yeah, what I did in the last fight was keeping my hips out, putting my knees in his side, and then you can elbow. Oh, that's not allowed here.
Elbows are not allowed in the rules of pride.
But still, you can punch because you create some distance, and then you can punch. It's difficult. If somebody keeps holding you, it's very difficult to strike.
Yeah, it is.
You need distance. You need to create space to develop some speed for your attacks.
Now, do you think that Carlos Barreto is going to try and wear down Teligman?
I don't know. Right now, he's not going to wear him down like this because he let him rest. You know, he's just holding him down, and by holding him down, and when Trey doesn't do anything, he's going to rest. You see, he's using his forehead to control the head of Trey. It's actually a very smart thing to do.
So they're both throwing little arm punches there, but nothing really on those punches. You can't really knock a person out in this position. As you said, you need to create the distance. If Trey had let Carlos sit up like he just did, nice right hand by Barreto, he can land a significant shot, which can do some damage.
Yep, we got like 50 seconds left in the fight. We're going to have 2 minutes rest, and they're going to get it on again for 10 minutes.
Now this would have been a hard round to score. Barreto was trying to be aggressive early on, and he couldn't get the takedown. Teligman defended well, but now Barreto is in a better position, actually, throwing more strikes than Teligman. Teligman is just merely defending right now.
Yeah, it's true. It's exactly true. He's scoring the points right now.
Barreto is the busier fighter at this moment, not damaging Trey Teligman.
No, I think Trey is just waiting for the time. It's like 20 seconds left, and then he waits for the stand-up and the rest.
And there they go. End of round one. Carlos Barreto on top. Then they go. They give each other a high five there and walk over to their respective corners. Wasn't a terribly eventful round, but we did see a lot of strategy. Two seasoned professionals Carlos Barreto is the current IVC International Vale Tudo Heavyweight Champion in Brazil. And in those events, they allow headbutts, groin strikes, elbows. It's pretty hardcore.
I think it's unbelievable. When you see those fights, that's bloody fights. Talking about bloody fights. Unbelievable.
And there he is, Trey Telligman, getting advice from his corner man, Mark Kerr, and getting some advice. Getting a warning there from the referee about grabbing the ropes. He did save himself from a few takedowns by grabbing the ropes, which is not legal in Pride.
It's a reflex. You know, you do it automatically. It's not like something you really do because you want to cheat or something. It's something you fall down, you automatically grab anything you can grab. So that's okay.
Absolutely. I expect to see a lot more strikes this round from Trey Telligman.
Yeah, and the further we go into the fight, the more difficult it's going to be for Carlos to take him down because you're tired. You know, it's difficult to shoot constantly. I think the defense of the shoot is less, takes less power than the actual shoot.
Yeah, plus the sweat will be a factor because when the body becomes slippery, it's like having oil all over it. It's hard to really get a grip and either do a hip throw or do just a trip or do any kind of a takedown.
Yep. Here we go, the seconds go out.
Last minute instructions from Murlo Bustamante to Carlos Barreto.
Real good fighter, by the way. Bustamante, I like him a lot.
Okay, here we go, round two. Barreto versus Telligman. Circling once again. Barreto circling to his right.
You should try to lock him up in the corner. Every time he walks to the side, he doesn't lock him up. You see, he lets him go to the left and left and left.
It looks like he's trying to draw him in.
Yep.
He's trying to draw him in.
Now he's doing it.
A punching attack. Okay, now it goes into the clinch, a loose clinch. Telligman with a body shot. Nice knee! Big,
Oh my God, on his head.
big knee to the chin. Right for a knee to the body. He hurt him bad. And Telligman goes to grab the ropes again. Reflex action.
He's recovering.
Now, if he violates that, again, he will get a yellow card, and that is a warning, and he could have a possible, it affects the scoring if they get a warning. And down they go. Barreto on top once again.
My God, that was a good knee, a high knee.
He stung him from this angle. It was hard to see, but he really wobbled him. Trey Telligman almost went down from that shot. Telligman looks like he's trying to spin out. He's got the hips high. He's going to spin out. And now, he doesn't want to turn his back on Barreto.
He's going to look for a leg. I saw him looking at his leg.
Yeah, he's going to go for a jump for a knee bar right there. But he's taking shots now. Barreto is good with the rear naked choke, but his legs are so long, it's almost harder to having to get the legs in.
Yeah, he can roll. No, not anymore.
Now, Telligman does have Barreto's right arm trapped. Barreto continuing to pile up the points with punches to the head of Telligman. Telligman is just sitting there. Okay, there's a knee. I don't know if that was entirely legal, but Telligman seems to have run out of options here, and they go to stand back up, and they're back up. Look out for the knee, and Barreto looks like he's got the advantage. Telligman tries for the kick. Barreto shoots. Barreto on all fours. This round is quite a bit more exciting than the first round.
Good second round.
Telligman standing back up, good move, because he wants to punch.
Okay, let's see what's going to happen now.
Telligman, I wouldn't be surprised if he backed up and made Barreto stand back up.
I wouldn't do that. I would score now. Kick his legs as hard as you can.
Barreto does have some options, and he stands back up.
Yep, both signing a little signs now of conditioning.
Yeah, of fatigue. They both look a little bit winded here. A lot of energy expended trying to get the advantage on the ground, and now they're back up. Telligman seems to have recovered. Right hand by Barreto. Raises off the top of Telligman's head.
Good sprawling again.
Yeah, he's driving hard for that takedown. Good sprawls there, as Boss said, by Telligman. Back up. Telligman looks like he's ready to grab that rope again. Barreto trying to spin him out and drop him with a side takedown. And a takedown there by Barreto. Teligman down. Teligman on top now in the guard of Carlos Barreto. Now Barreto has got a lot of options. He's used to working from the bottom here. He's got a great triangle choke from here and a great armbar.
Yeah, but Trey got the good punches. See if he can create some distance now and try to strike. Some strikes to the body, head. 3 minutes left.
Don't give him anything.
Both men buying some time here.
He's gassed. Take the leg anytime you want it.
I would have to say that so far Barreto has controlled this round.
Yep, so in my book too.
And he did initiate a little bit more aggression in that first round, so he might be ahead on the judges' scorecards.
You know, if this is going to be
a close fight, it will go to see under the rules of tonight's fights. They are scheduled for 2 10-minute rounds with a 2-minute rest period in between. If the fight is a really close one and goes to a draw, they will go to an additional 5-minute overtime round, in which will allow either a KO, a submission, or the judges to render a decision. We have 3 judges working at ringside tonight. Teligman standing back up. He lets Barreto back up.
It's a very smart thing to do because now he can score. On the ground he couldn't score. It's what you said. Barreto is too good on the ground. Closes the distance.
They both look a little bit gassed right now, boss.
Yep.
2 big men in there. It's
Trey wants to go.
Oh, and Carlos.
Oh, the knee is coming again. Okay, I see it.
Another knee by Barreto. Barreto, the busier fighter, not landing significantly with his knees right now, but earlier on he really clocked Trey Teligman with that knee to the face.
Yeah. Who's got the most condition? That's what's going to happen. Who wants it the most? This is the moment. Trey has to work here.
I think you're right, boss. I think that they've stalemated each other, both standing and on the ground. Now it's going to come down to, as you allude to, the conditioning factor, because once somebody runs out of gas, it makes them susceptible for like this. A takedown. Earlier on, Trey Teligman would have defended that takedown, but now he may be getting a little gas. He's on the bottom now.
And there we are again, same position.
Barreto on top.
The top of the head of Barreto looks like that Ripple dog. They always do that with me.
Yes, because you have a shaved head as well, boss.
Yes, I do. He's trying to go for a front choke.
Now, Trey Teligman, he's going for a neck crank here. He's neck cranking him hard, and that does tend to wear out a fighter. He has to fight his way out of that. He couldn't really submit Trey Teligman. Teligman being too wise on the ground to fall for a neck crank.
Yeah, but the neck crank also makes sure that you can't breathe.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing. But you're open for punches, so...
Carlos Barreto does have a tremendous amount of respect for Trey Teligman. He said he's very tough, and he said that his coach, Ken Shamrock, is one of the best fighters in the business, and that Trey will be very hard, but God will help him, meaning Carlos Barreto, to win the fight. They both have respect for each other. Teligman feels that Carlos Barreto is a great opponent and a quality guy, and they like each other personally. There's no bad blood here.
It's amazing, yeah, and you see them here fighting, trying to hit each other as hard as you can. It's amazing. What an amazing sport this is. When you're in the morning, in the breakfast, like in a hotel, everybody's friends, you know? Everybody, hey, what's up?
That's true. There are some rivalries and some misunderstandings, but in this fight, there is sort of a competitive camaraderie. I mean, they're there to compete. They're not there to try and destroy the other guy. They are there to win, though. I mean, if they can get a significant punch kick in order to make their opponent quit, or a submission knee bar, leg lock, or a choke, they want to initiate that. But right now, they are stalemated on the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another brief period of inactivity that the referee does restart them.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's almost the end of the fight. Yeah, there's like 30 seconds left.
I would have to say, boss, we might see a draw in this fight right now, and to go to the overtime round.
There at the back, you can see Sergio Battarelli.
Sergio Battarelli, the president of the International Vale Tudo Championships, headlined I mean, headquartered in Sao Paulo, Brazil. A very affable gentleman.
Yep, I think it's going to be the end of the round.
Yes, both men have used their experience to neutralize the other. It hasn't been an incredibly exciting fight, to be honest.
The beginning of the second round was pretty exciting.
That was exciting because you saw a lot of action, a lot of jockeying for control. Both men neutralizing each other, but that knee by Barreto, that if the fight goes to decision and it goes one way or another, I think that knee will factor in heavily, boss.
Yes, I think so too.
Because Barreto has been the busier fighter.
Yep, that's true.
I don't think that Telemann has done any damage. Now, those forearm strikes can hurt the nose.
Yeah, they can, but at this moment, Trey's also, you know, it's difficult. You cannot develop any speed.
Because he was holding Barreto's arm. Tough fight to score.
Yep. Well, let's see what the judges are going to say. I don't want to be a judge. You know, that's the reason, one of the reasons I don't want to be a judge.
Well, I've been a judge before, and fortunately, most of the fights ended in knockouts, or because the tournament I judged, Don Fry was in it, and usually it's either kill or be killed with a guy like that, so I didn't have to worry about it. Well, only one fight went the distance.
Yeah.
And then I've been a judge for the various Vale Tudo organizations. It is a lot of pressure on a judge because if it's a close fight like this, you have to make a call, and one of the corners will be unhappy with the verdict if it goes one way or another.
Yeah, Carlon is doing a great job right now. He's really doing his thing.
I think he's gained the lead in the fight. I would have to put myself out on the limb to say that he had done enough to win the fight, boss.
Yes, I think so too. But Bray had a few really good things too, you know. I mean, he got perfectly defense against the takedown, the reverse, then he ended up in the guard, he stood up.
But can you win a fight just by being defensive?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
That's pretty much all he was because he didn't really land any significant strikes. Barreto landed, even though there were arm punches on the ground, a couple forearms to the face, a great knee, and some chopping knees to the leg. He was stomping the foot. You could make a case for Barreto in this fight, even though Telemann didn't fold, he didn't get knocked down, he wasn't knocked out by any stretches. Now here we go for the replay. Barreto standing straight up, and there's the kick, and here I expect they're going to bring in the knee right there. Oh, that was a good shot. He pulled his head right into it. And the winner, as I had predicted, Carlos Barreto in a very tough strategic fight with Trey Telemann. No shame for Trey Telemann. He fought a great defensive fight. Carlos Barreto, welcome back to Pride, his second appearance here in Pride. Trey Telemann coming up short in his debut in Pride. Trey Telemann being one of our young blood performers tonight.
There we got him, Sergio Battarelli.
Sergio Battarelli, hugging his client. Sergio Battarelli manages. Here we go again, the replay. Barreto circling, throwing the inside low kick but missing, grabbing in for the, going for a headlock there, but then he's going settling for the Muay Thai clinch right here. And here it comes straight up the middle. Boom, right there. Good short shot right there. Really wobbled Telemann. Had him in trouble. That was the deciding factor. Carlin shooting it for a takedown. Another angle. Boom. It looked like it caught him on the nose, box.
Yeah, it is that Trey is in a very good shape. That's why he recovered that quick. So that's the great thing about fighting.
Yeah, Barreto shooting into that takedown. Trey still, even though he was rocked, able to defend the very affable man, Carlos Barreto.
The fourth match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
青は180センチ、95.4キロ。
Alan Goyce back in the saddle in Pride. You know, boss, speaking of Pancrase, he fought Frank Shamrock to a draw in Pancrase.
Yeah, that was a fight, man. It was unbelievable. What a great fight that was. They both were, after the fight, they were so tired, they didn't come out. And he even got Vernon Tiger White from Pancrase.
Yes, Vernon Tiger White, also a member of the Pancrase circuit at one time. And look, they're ready to run at each other. They don't even want to hear the referee's instructions. I think there's a lot of heart here. We've got two people who can fight standing up, but their ground game is probably where Allen is the best at. Vernon started off in Taekwondo, and he's really got some good punches and kicks standing.
Yes, but Vernon Tiger White is really limber, and he managed always to escape situations that are not to escape normally. So it's pretty cool.
Well, he got a couple of advantages when he fought Sakuraba. He got Sakuraba's back and almost choked him.
Oh, yes, he did. It was a good fight.
And here we go, USA versus Brazil. They come out there. Boss, I think there's going to be a lot more action than we've seen. Both men look a little tense here. Nice high kick there by Allen Goes. It was blocked by Vernon, but he let him know. Here it comes.
Whoa,
nice low kick by
very
Vernon
hard
White.
low kick. That was.
They're coming out slugging here, folks.
This is going to be a fight. My
Nice
God.
kick. Allen goes for the single. Vernon spins out, but looks like Vernon's going to have to settle for the guard in this takedown attempt.
That was some firework right there.
That was some fireworks for sure. Vernon's got him locked up high. Allen totally relaxed here. Been here quite a few times. Allen has over 200 victories in various forms of jiu-jitsu, sport jiu-jitsu, street fights, what have you. Growing up in Rio, you know, there's a lot of opportunities to ply your craft on the street.
Yep.
Much like Holland, huh, boss?
Yes, I think so. What a great country, huh?
Yeah. So Vernon Tiger White on the bottom with a loose guard. Allen knows quite a few answers to questions Vernon will give him from the bottom position. I expect Vernon to strike. There he goes with the left hand to Allen's the side of Allen's head. Allen trying to pass the guard. He's got half guard. He's got the half mount or half guard, whichever your perspective is, as you were alluding to, boss.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephen.
Boss Rutan at ringside.
Here we go.
Pride Fighting Championship. New blood. Allen goes in half mount. Do you think he's going to try and pass the full guard, get the mount?
I don't know. I think he's going to go for a hammerlock on the right arm of Vernon Tiger White.
Vernon chopping away. Allen's got Vernon pretty flat here, so Vernon doesn't have a lot of options until Allen actually lets him loose, right?
Yeah, but that's why he's so close. You know, he makes sure that Vernon cannot punch.
Nice elbow to
He's
the
looking
hip
for
there.
submission. Oh, here we go. He wants to go for a mount. No, it didn't work.
Vernon's got a loose guard, so Allen could just step over and get them out, but then Vernon ties up the leg, knowing that, like we said before, you don't even have to look at your opponent because they're looking down and they're just feeling the. There's a lot of sensitivity here.
These guys train so many hours in the gym. Everything is like second nature for these guys.
Well, both of them have had some of the various best grapplers in the world to work with. Allen Gosh, obviously working with Carlos Berreto, Murilo Bustamante, Ricardo Laborio, Vernon Tiger White working in the past with Frank Shamrock and with Ken Shamrock, his coach, Jerry Bolander and Guy Mesger. They both had quite a bit of training in their ground game, so it may be a real chess match down here on the ground.
Vernon should try to roll to the left right now and surprise him. Maybe he can reverse him.
Because Allen would go to counterbalance that, then give himself up to for a reversal. Yeah, I see.
Yep.
Allen taking his time, covering up.
Hey, we got Tony Montana, man. What are you doing here?
How you doing, boss?
What do you think of this fight, Tony? Tell me.
To me, man, I'm looking like two cockroaches on the floor, man.
Okay, Tony, you can't say that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You have to go, okay?
Okay, we have Mr. Montana. Nice to meet you. Boss, thank you for getting rid of Mr. Montana. A nice guy in his own right.
He's a really nice guy.
Vernon says that he really doesn't have one particular strength. He has learned so many different things that everything he's learned has been a strength. But if he had a strength, he says, it would be his stand-up.
You see, now, Vernon should try to bridge to the left or the right. Just move and go for something. You see, Allen's right arm is under his neck, so he's vulnerable of getting turned to the left.
Yeah, he could get spun over. But Allen's right leg is open, so he could just put the right leg over to block the turn.
Yeah,
but it would be something.
Yeah, if the reaction is a little bit too slow, he's going to turn. And at least you try, you know, you might as well try.
Allen Gosh was in the Brazilian army when he was 18 years old, and there was a time where he actually got trapped and stranded for 3 months in the Amazon jungle with his company, and he survived.
Unbelievable.
And he said that made him into a tougher guy. It got him in touch with God, and it got him in touch with his fear for 3 months
I believe it, man.
at 18 years old.
The last fight I saw him with Frank Shamrock. Frank Shamrock put a heel hook on him, and he reversed his heel totally to the other side, like 180 degrees. And Alan told me after the fight, he said, "I'm not going to tap. My spirit won't let me tap." I said, "But you can break your leg." He said, "I don't care. I'm not going to tap."
Yeah, he didn't tap out. He sustained quite an injury to that ankle when Frank heel hooked him.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, that was near the end of the fight. Yep. He didn't tap out, and he was standing in this corner against the ropes with his foot up in the air while they announced the decision.
Yep.
He's a tough guy, but they're both tough guys.
Uh-oh, he's going to spin out. Nope.
We've got quite a defensive, offensive ground game going on here. Now this is where it comes into a tough call, boss, because you have gentlemen that want to win a fight, but then you have an audience that wants entertainment.
Yep.
And many times a general public will look at a fight like this and think, well, wait a minute, I want to see two guys standing in the middle of the ring punching it out or kicking or doing something a little more action-packed.
Yep, this is not entertaining for the audience, I can tell you that for sure. But they're looking for submissions. It's a slow game, you know. You cannot overdo it, because if you make a mistake, the other one is going to take advantage of it. He's going to reverse you, or maybe he's going to submit you. So it's a dangerous game.
Well, I think that a promoter would think that, okay, I want to have a fight card and I want to have exciting fighters that have exciting fights. A fighter has to make some sort of a decision whether he wants to be to possibly make mistakes but be more exciting.
Yep.
That way, even there have been fighters in Pride who lost half their fights, but they still are main event fighters here.
Yeah, I know.
You know, from around the world.
But once in the ring, you don't think like that. He's got the full mount now. This is going to be dangerous.
Okay, now this is not good for Vernon White, because Allen started to strike. Vernon's tying him up pretty well.
Allen is really good at this.
He's got a lot of options here.
Yep. He's got a very good balance once he's on top. This is not smart. He lets Vernon grab him again. He has to push himself away, create some distance, and start punching down.
He's going to try and find a way at those ribs. You can do some damage there, but it'd be really hard to stop an opponent with body shots like that.
Yes. Again, you cannot develop any speed. That's the whole reason. He needs to create distance. I don't know why he's not doing it.
Yeah, because Vernon let go of his grip, and now Allen could actually pop up and start to throw downward strikes and really do some damage. There's a little chopping left hand there to the side of Vernon White's head. Allen has controlled the action, though.
Yep, he did.
He's pretty much dictated the tempo once they went to the ground. It was a good little exchange they had at the early part. Allen coming out throwing the high kick.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Sometimes they make suddenly moves you never saw before. You would have expected that he would throw a high kick.
I've never seen him throw a high kick. I notoriously, he trained in boxing. I didn't know that he had been training a great deal. But, you know, the Brazilian top team, I think they've got some real tricks up their sleeve. And now, Vernon tried to flip him, but...
Yeah, Vernon had to try to turn him to the left. Lock up his foot, Allen's foot, with his left foot. Once one of the arm from Allen, when he goes around his neck, you can turn him that side.
Now Allen's up high, and he's almost, Vernon pops out. What a great move, Vernon White. Allen got up a little too high. Vernon flipped over, almost gave his back, then popped straight up. Now they're back into a kickboxing match.
And you see, that's the reason why they're constantly so compact with each other, because you see one little mistake, and they're getting up.
Allen throws a right, roundhouse kick, Vernon steps into the punch combination. Vernon tries for a left inside kick. Allen goes to the single, and down he takes Vernon White. Nice bear hug squeeze down there by Allen Gosh. On top again in missed Vernon White's guard.
Last 1 minute. 1 minute left. That's good.
Okay, now Allen is getting up high and going to strike from the guard. Vernon pulling it close.
Yeah, he has to do something. Push him away, punch, punch, punch. Let's go. It's like 45 seconds left. You might as well throw everything out. Have a good finish of the first round. And it's good for the judges.
Okay, Allen going for some up kicks, almost catching. Oh, Vernon,
Very nice back roll.
Oh, that was slick. It was actually Vernon going for an up kick, laying on the ground trying to kick upward, catch Allen goes, and then doing a nice back somersault on the mat and popping back up. What started off to be a lackadaisical round has turned into a little bit more action-packed. Vernon pulling guard on the ropes.
Oh, that's the same thing that I would do. Only I would jump a little higher.
Yeah, just slam him down.
As high as you can. Okay, this is good.
Well,
Good
that
ending.
was interesting because we saw an American fighter, Lions Den, Vernon Tiger White, pull guard on a Brazilian fighter at the end of the round. I mean,
Normally it's the other way around.
exactly.
Yep.
There he is, Allen Goish.
Both in great shape, by the way. Can you see it?
Vernon Tiger White getting some instructions there from Jerry Bolander. Vernon defended well, but seemed to be a little bit too defensive on the ground. Allen Goish making most of the moves and initiating most of the fight.
Yeah. They were holding, they were compact, but you saw the reason, you know. You made one little mistake and Vernon got out of it. That's all the game. One little mistake. One time you open a little space, you're going into escape. Especially guys like Vernon, especially guys like Allen.
Yeah. Now here we are, Allen Goish in the half mount, chopping away with body shots with his left hand. And Vernon making sure that he doesn't get too high up, and he doesn't want to pass the guard.
I got such a great turn for this.
Now he's got the mount. Allen Goish in full mount here. Trying to strike, but Vernon blocking the arms, tying the arms up.
The underhooks.
And Allen in control here, chopping away with the left hand to Vernon's ribs.
And there's a liver. It's a good side to punch, actually.
Yeah, that is the liver.
I love liver punches.
But do you love liver?
Chicken liver, it's okay.
Okay, Allen Goish getting up high, getting ready to throw punches from the guard, and boom, there it is. Nice right hand by Allen Goish. But Vernon pushing straight up with the kicks and missing most
And
of
now
those.
it comes the back roll. Watch this.
Here we
One,
go.
two.
Nice little back roll and pops back up. Allen almost ran in, but not quite fast enough.
You run into the top of the head of Vernon. It looks like a headbutt. Now, here we go. Now it's going to be fun.
I think so too. Will we see another high kick from Allen Goish? We don't know, but I expect that Vernon Tiger White's going to throw a high. Oh, he's going to run out there and try to throw a knee. A very close match so far.
Looking in really good shape, like I said before. It's also good for the others, you know. The action keeps coming.
I get the impression that both these men love fighting.
Oh, that was a good punch.
Okay, Allen going for that single leg, and Vernon got the one underhook. Depending, oh, nice sweep there by Allen Goish. Goish on top.
And here we go again.
Vernon with a loose half guard. Right shin under Allen Goish's thigh there. But it would be hard for Vernon to sweep Allen Goish from this position.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because Allen Goish, oh, look, Allen gets the half mount again.
Yep, from there he's going to work for the guard again, or for the mount, for the full mount.
Now, this time, Vernon has got Allen's right leg, whereas before he had his left leg. I think Allen might be able to pass the guard easier from here. And he looks like he's almost got it. He's almost got it. Oh, nice spin. But there's the mount. Vernon almost reversed him and stood back up.
Yeah, it becomes because of the ropes were there. Otherwise, he would have turned him.
So here we are again.
Now let's see what he's going to do. When he was in this position against Frank, man, he punished Frank there. He started riding him and punishing, boom, 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 palm strikes to the head. So he should do the same thing right now. But Vernon is a smart guy. He will probably hold him down.
Well, back then, it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, true.
And the fighters, including Frank and Vernon and Allen, have all improved, so they know how to defend in positions like that. Where back then, maybe Frank didn't know how to defend as well, and Allen did, you know, institute his, because back then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was dominating everything.
No, back then, mount was finished. If somebody got the mount, it was finished. Right now, you see, you know, nothing happens.
Oh, look
That's
at this.
smart. He's doing this a few times already. I saw him in the beginning of the fight.
He's shouldering Vernon Tiger White. Now, that's got to be a little more than annoying. That's got to actually hurt your, I mean, it's a big slapping muscle, but
My Core Hammers, actually, my Thai boxing coach taught me that in Thai boxing also. It's illegal, but it's still a good thing to do.
well, we do see that in boxing sometimes. It does always draw a warning because, as you say, it is illegal. But in Pride, it's not a forearm.
It's perfect.
It's not an elbow, and it's not a headbutt. So it is a legal strike because there are no rules prohibiting it.
No rules that said no shoulder strikes.
That's right. I'm sure that someone eventually will invent a rule that says that.
Yeah, if they're going to knock him out with it, maybe it will come.
I think it'd be difficult to knock someone out with a shoulder strike from the mount when the guy's holding him close.
You see now again, Vernon, when he locks up with his left, the foot of Allen, he can turn Allen to the left. You see? Because he's got no post there. This is what he should do right now.
Do you think that Vernon is expending more energy in this position than Allen is?
Yes, I think so, because Allen needs to press down constantly and he has to put the power on. Vernon is just holding a little bit and resting. You see, he's hooking his hands. He doesn't cost any power.
It looks like Allen is pretty fresh, though.
Yeah, but both of them, they both look good. Again, good attacks to the liver.
Oh,
See, now, this
nice
is smart.
spin.
That's what I told you.
That
That's
was-
exactly the turn I said.
Exactly as Boss had predicted. Vernon did turn right away and stand back up. Oh, nice kick to the face by Vernon
My
Tiger
God.
White. Jumped in with a left roundhouse kick and smacked Allen.
Well, now he has to watch out because if he's gonna punch, Allen is gonna throw him. This is it.
Oh, he's holding the ropes here. This is not legal. Oh, down he goes. But he's throwing the up kicks. Stands back up. Allen going for the single.
Good fight, man.
Oh, yeah. You know, Vernon really had an answer for the mount, didn't he? Every
what I
time.
said.
Both in the first round, he got out of the mount.
And now again, he puts his right arm under Vernon's neck. Vernon can turn him to the left for Vernon. You see?
You know, it's funny because the technology of the sport has advanced to where it said 5 years ago the mount of position you were finished. But now, fighters like the Lions Den fighters and others, they get in the mount with somebody like Alan Gush, who's got a great mount and a great guard and a great ground fighter, but it did not threaten him because he popped back up.
I think side control, I think that's one of the best positions to be in. Go to the side, from there you can go for almost everything. You can take leg locks, arm bars, you can punch, you can elbow to the body. It's perfect. Plus you can throw knees to the face. And now if the opponent lays on his back, it's legal to throw knees to the head.
That's right. So if you were in a side mount in this position, let's say Alan Goes was in the side mount, he could throw his knee to Vernon White's head.
Yeah.
Because that, as a matter of fact, it wasn't a side mount, but in the finals of the Pride Fighting Championship Grand Prix 2000 on May 1st.
Look, here we go again. But now it's against the ropes. But again, if Vernon locks up with the left, the foot of Allen, he can turn it to the left again.
I think that referee Yuji Shimada, if they scoot any further, he's going to cause them to restart toward the center of the ring in the same position. But Allen might be doing his work for him. He seems to be spinning him because he knows if they go to the ropes that they're going to have to restart. And even though they will technically try and claim the same position, you can adjust and make little adjustments and get an advantage.
Yeah, it's like now Allen is in a good position because if Vernon is going to turn him to the left, Allen's going to be on his back.
There's the elbow again by Alan Gush.
Unbelievable shoulder strike. Boom. He hits him a few times good with it.
Well, you know, Vernon said he knows that Allen will be sneaky, but the first cheap shot he gives him, he'll give him one right back. But I don't know if that's considered a cheap shot, the shoulder strike.
No, this is good. As long as it's not illegal, nothing is a cheap shot.
Well, both of these men have been in the ring with Kazushi Sakuraba, and Alan Gush did really well and fought to a draw against Sakuraba. Some people thought maybe Allen had done the best in that fight, whereas Vernon had lost to a submission against Sakuraba.
Yeah, but Vernon grew a lot in the last years. The last 2 or 3 years, he gained so much. He's looking totally different too. He's in great shape.
There's the chin almost going in there. Now, as I suspected, the referees are restarting the fighters closer to the center of the ring
And this is good for Vernon. If Allen's going to make a mistake again by putting his arm around his neck, he can turn him to that side.
I think because Allen has reversed the mount twice already. Vernon has reversed the mount twice already. Allen is a little more defense-oriented from the mount. He's not as offensive as he was.
Yeah, but he hits a lot. He's busy. The shoulder strikes, the punches to the body, to the liver shots. He's doing a lot. He's working now.
Thus far in this fight, boss, who would you say had the advantage?
I really don't know. That's why I told you before I don't want to be a judge. Because let them decide. Oh, my God.
Now, that's got to hurt.
These are some good throws.
Let me grab my shoulder and feel. It's got to hurt.
It's going to hurt Allen tonight, too, I tell you.
Yeah, I think so, too. Got him right on the chin. You can hear the...
He's going to go around his neck. Yeah, if I was Allen, I would push myself out. On his jaw, on his throat. Start punching as hard as I could.
But you're a striker. And even though Allen has trained in strikes, I think primarily he's a submission in his mind. The back of his mind, he's going to go for what he trained in first.
Yep.
You trained in striking first.
Yep, that's true.
And I think you go back to your instincts.
Yep. Yeah, the game plan normally works only like in the beginning of the fight. Once you get in problems, you go back to your old things.
That's right. Vernon White, on the other hand, started off as a striker, beginning his martial art training with Taekwondo.
He has to throw him now to the left. Hook the foot of Allen and go to the left. See if he's going to do it now. Oh no, Allen is not under his neck anymore.
Well, Vernon said that he's not going to fight Allen's fight. He's going to fight his fight. But so far, it looks like he has fought Allen's fight.
Yeah.
Because I would say that, if Vernon were to fight his fight, it would probably be a kickboxing match.
Yep. He did good. Allen showed a little bit more, I think. I think he's going to, because of his dominant positions.
And he's busy with his
punch.
Yeah, he's busy with the strikes, too.
Yeah.
Vernon didn't land that left roundhouse kick, but that was one shot out of all these elbows, shoulders and punches to the body.
Vernon should turn him to the left, I'm telling you, man. He did it already 2 times. Why he's not doing it now? I can't believe it. He can do it.
We're getting close to that corner again, that same corner. The referee seems to be standing in between the corner and them to say, please don't make us restart again. Allen going up high, trying to grind away there with some strikes, getting busy, missing. Now, look at Vernon White, he's slipping, he's bobbing and weaving for a
It's good. He's doing good. Great ending.
Nice exchange there. Allen was going crazy with the downward punches, but Vernon was literally slipping and weaving from the bottom of the mount.
Yeah, let's see what the judges are going to say, because you never know him.
This fight was a draw. It had to be. Allen did some things, controlled it to a certain degree, made Vernon fight his fight. We don't know, but I don't know. What do you think, boss?
I don't know, man. Here I go again. I'm not a judge. I'm happy not to be a judge. But I think Allen won. And Vernon thinks so too. You see, he lifts him up. Great fighters.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good fight.
2 of the best fighters in their weight, for sure. I would have to say, if I were a judge, and because they have the option of the overtime round, I would opt for the overtime round.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the end, they got busy.
They got really busy. Excitement.
And there we go. Allen Goes did, in fact, do enough to win.
Another victory for the Brazilian top team. They're doing great.
This is the second.
Look at him. George Brazil from Passado de Guarda is in the ring. It's a famous program on Brazilian TV, a fighting program.
They've got to be happy that this is Carlos Barreto and now Allen Goes back-to-back wins over Lions Den fighters, nonetheless.
Yeah, and good Lions Den fighters.
Good Lions Den fighters. And they were not dominant victories, but nonetheless they were technical victories. They did what they had to do to win. Here we are, Allen in the mount, working that shoulder strike over and over on the side of Vernon Tiger White's head. That primarily was the most damaging strike, I believe.
When I saw him doing it, and Vernon was looking straight up, right on the front of his jaw, and I thought, man, is he out?
Yeah, but
What
you
is he
heard it.
doing?
You heard Vernon White's head hit the canvas when he did that.
Why did he look up? Why did he turn his head?
Maybe he just ran out of options, but. Okay. Alan Goish.
Pointing at the Brazilian flag on his arm. No, but I think Carlos Newton wants to show his striking skills right now.
This match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
Now, Carlos Newton weighs in at 80 kilograms or 176 pounds, while Naoki Sano weighs 200 pounds. So Carlos Newton is giving up quite a bit of weight in this fight.
Yeah, that's about 38 pounds or something.
That's 24 pounds.
Oh, 24. Oh, 205. Okay.
Okay. 29 pounds. He's 205. Okay, Sano is 205. So
Yeah, it's not about 30 pounds.
it's almost 30 pounds, yeah. In Sano's corner, one of the greatest legends in pro wrestling here in Japan,
Mr. Takada.
Mr. Takada, who they will show soon.
Nope. But he's there. I can tell you, he's there.
He's there with Kazushi Sakuraba. Both are in his corner. That's a lot of experience in your corner. Carlos Newton always in tip-top shape with his mini dreadlocks.
Great complete fighter, man. This is going to be good.
A very soft-spoken gentleman, not cocky at all. Says that he would love to fight Pele or Sakurai, Dave Monet, or Matt Hughes in order to establish his dominance over his weight division at 80 kilos.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice low kick.
Oh, and a right uppercut.
Good right uppercut there by Carlos Newton into the clinch.
Good knee to the solar plexus. And another one to the liver. And a takedown.
Nice trip there by Carlos Newton, now down in a half mount on top of Sano.
Now this, he's going to work. He's going to be all over him.
He's got the mount.
This guy's good.
This may be over very
Armbar, here he comes.
He's going to go for the
Armbar,
armbar.
left arm. Here it
There it
is.
is. There it is. There it is. And he's got the armbar. He taps. A very quick victory there for Carlos Newton over a game but overmatched Naoki Sano. And the good sportsmanship there. Sano did take this fight on short notice because his the original opponent came down with a tumor in his head and had to retire.
But listen, if you fight a guy like Carlos Newton, who beat, like, from his last 8 fights, 7 guys with an armbar, you're not going to push him away with your arm. You know, that's a thing you cannot do. You see, he gave practically his arm. But Carlos is too fast for that. You don't want to do that ever.
At 1 minute, 40 seconds of round 1, Carlos Newton winning again, as he always does, with the armbar.
Armbar, that's his thing.
He loves that armbar. He's armbarred so many people.
There we go, replay.
And there he goes. He's going to pass the half guard. Now he's got the full mount. As you said before, boss, Newton, he stands there for some strikes, and then he's got to throw some strikes here. And Sano posts the arm straight up, and then Newton locks down the arm bar.
Perfectly done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stephen, I was distracted. He did some Tai Chi in the ring.
Okay, here he is
to the
again,
audience.
throwing the strikes in the replay.
Here we go. He's locking the arm up already. He
he's-
strikes him first now with the right also. Boom, that one. Pushing it down.
And straight into the arm bar, and Sano has no option but to tap out. A great victory for an exciting fighter, Carlos Newton.
He's great, man. And he's such a gentleman. What a nice guy.
This match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
Rico Rodriguez from the United States.
赤コーナー191センチ 105.6 キロ
Big Daddy Gary Goodrich from Canada. Got dynamite in those fists. Down to 235. And they touch gloves. The classic battle, striker versus grappler.
Oh my God. This is going to be exciting, guys. I'm nervous for this fight. Can you believe it?
So am I. You've got a 22-year-old, grappler against a 35-year-old striker. And they touch gloves again. Rico giving a big feint.
Rico is actually a really good takedown. I saw him training with Mark Kerr. He's got a good takedown.
Nice low kick by Rico. He comes out striking. I expect he's going to fake a stand-up game and shoot for the takedown, as you say.
It would be the smartest thing to do.
We'll see how good Gary Sprawl is. Oh, he's saying, here comes the uppercut. You shoot, here comes the uppercut.
That's not a good sign.
For who?
For Rico, I mean, if he made an attempt and Goodrich answered with that uppercut, that's...
There's the shoot! Yeah. Goodrich sprawls. Real good sprawl.
Keep going, Gary.
Fight! Sprawl number one, folks.
Yep, that's what I said before. That's what Goodrich trained for. Sprawling and boxing.
Gary almost inviting Rico to throw punches by dropping his hands. He wants to get in a punching exchange. Oh, nice right hand by Rico. It just caught Gary on the tip. It didn't do damage, but a pretty fast right hand coming out of nowhere.
You need things like that to set a takedown. And a good sprawl again.
Another shoot by Rico. Oh, back kick by... Where did that come?
On delivery,
Who would have
actually hit
thought
him.
that? That was a good shot. It didn't have a great deal of power, but it was right on the button. Right on the liver, as you said, boss.
Daddy is waiting for the counter. When Rico makes one wrong move, Daddy's going to attack with his punch.
Well, the thing you got to love is that Rico is sitting here working a stand-up fight with Gary Goodrich, which may be dangerous because if Gary catches him with a punch. But there's the low kick.
He's doing great. Leave those knee things alone. Don't pull them up.
Yeah, Gary looks very relaxed, very concentrated, wanting to set up that big right hand.
Daddy did a lot of boxing.
Oh, now they're talking to each other. Now they're talking to each other.
Roman Sabova.
And a shoot by Rico. Goodrich sprawls down way back, stands back up, going for the underhook now, up against the ropes.
Daddy's got some good knees, so Rico have to watch out.
And Gary with the underhooks now.
I think there's going to be a throw now.
And Goodrich gets out, goes for the right hand. The right hand kind of grazed off the top of Rico's head, but Rico now knows that that is a punch that will come. Rico throwing his own left, right, missing.
Like I was saying before, Daddy Goodrich training with Roman Sabova, strange name, and the guy did a lot of boxing in the military, man-to-man combat, and he boxed a lot of matches in the 50s. So they trained a lot in boxing.
That's he's from Russia, correct? His trainer.
Yes.
Rico continuing to stand and throw his left hand out. Gary being very patient in this match, knowing that the younger man is probably going to want to initiate the attack, being that he is the newcomer.
Good right hand.
Yeah,
He missed it, but
it missed.
It's there.
There's the takedown. Yeah, Gary had a tough position on that one. He was going for a strike, and then Rico used his timing to shoot. And now Rico's on top. Gary in the loose guard.
Don't give Daddy any space to hit because
he can hurt you from the
from
bottom.
short distance. Yes, he can.
Rico tying up both his hands to stop those strikes, knowing that if he goes for a submission, he's got to get the hands loose. No, he's not going to. I wouldn't think that he would
gonna
hurt.
pass the guard.
Oh, he almost tried to flip over.
He's got half guard already. That's a very smart thing. I just wanted to say it. He's open for the liver shot. He's going to pass it.
Almost past the guard. Gary's ground skills, although not as accomplished as Rico's, have improved drastically over the last couple of years. He went the distance with Tom Erickson, who's one of the greatest wrestlers.
He was inviting him to punch him.
5 minutes into the fight. Rico landing a few strikes now. Chipping away with that right hand to the head of Goodridge. Now Rico's up top, going to go to strike. Oh, nice right hand.
And a nice right hand back.
Goodridge tried a backhand straight up the middle, but didn't really land. But then Rico answered with his own right hand. Now back tight.
I think Rico has to try to break the guard, go to the side, like he did in his fight in the King of the Cage, and go for armbar, something like that.
I think Gary's going to be a little harder to armbar than Travis Fulton simply because of the strength factor.
I know. What happened?
I guess they're going to restart the fight.
No. Something happened with the
groin shot?
groin.
I guess there was an unintentional strike to the groin somehow.
Oops. Yep. Things happen like that.
It does. Let's see where it lands. Okay. Oh, right there. He punched straight down with the right hand right on the groin.
Yeah. He's going to get a 4-minute break, I heard. Oh, 1 minute break.
Get the steel one.
He punched him straight down on the groin. Just a miscalculation on Rico's half. It was a straight down on the groin.
Maybe he had an agreement with the Pedro, because I remember an incident with Daddy Goodrich and the Pedro. Uh-oh. He got a caution.
Okay, Rico has gotten a caution. After 3 cautions, you can have...
a red card, I guess. It's like a
you could be disqualified. Yeah. But I don't think... that was not intentional. That was not an intentional strike to the groin. And it looks like Gary's almost ready to continue. And the referee signals to time back in. And here they go in standing position.
This is in Gary's advantage right now, that they don't restart it in the same position. So.
Yeah, well, you know, they're back here standing. I think that Gary might get a little more aggressive because he's seen what Rico had to offer on the ground. Now, he knows that basically he wants to win this in a standing position. We'll see if he has the reflexes to counter Rico. Now, Rico's got some fast punches coming in there. I mean, some of those are not landing, but they're coming in, and Gary's not countering those.
Yep, if it's a hit, it's going to be a hit, and it's a hard hit. It's 247 pounds behind it, so you don't want to have that on your jaw.
No, you don't. Rico's circling to the right. Going to shoot. Gary with a big sprawl pops back up.
He's got a good sprawl.
He's got a good sprawl, but that was a pancake sprawl, which actually smashed Rico. There's that back kick again. It actually smashed Rico into the ground with Gary on top. He literally just jumped on top of Gary, on top of Rico. Rico went to throw that back kick again.
Low kicks, back kicks. Tonight we see people doing things that we never would have expected.
Exactly.
Alan Goes with the high kick.
Yeah, I mean, Rico Rodriguez coming out throwing punches with Gary Goodridge and throwing a back kick. I mean, who would have thought that was going to happen? We thought he was going to shoot, and that's that. But Gary has been a little bit tentative, waiting for Rico to make a mistake. Don't know if he can time him, though, because Rico seems to have the faster reflexes of the two.
No, it's like this. When Gary attacks, Rico's going to take him down like he did before. He cannot attack. He can only counterpunch. You see, because if Gary attacks, you need to do is take a step forward and punch, and will throw his body weight forward. That's the moment for Rico to take him down. So that's why he's waiting. He's only countering. He's not attacking because Rico is waiting for his attack.
Yeah, he can't do much here other than throw a jab, but even then he would have to drive himself closer, and that would make Rico give him an easier chance to go for a takedown. That was a right-hand attempted counter by Goodrich, but didn't connect. But it makes Rico think, that might be coming my way.
Yep, you don't want to have that.
No, you don't want to have that.
But if he throws it and he attacks and doesn't counter, Rico can take him down.
See, there's the jab. Goodrich used that nice sprawl there and a front face lock and a right hand by Gary Goodrich.
My God, he's fast.
Now, Rico has got his hands down. I think that took Rico out of his game a little bit. He shoots again. Gary with that front guillotine choke.
I don't know if that's smart.
A nice little slam there by Rico. Picking up a big guy, but nonetheless. Got the side mount, boss. And the full mount. This is not good. I don't know that Gary's got the tools to defend against Rico in the full mount.
Yep, we don't know. We never saw it before, so let's see what's going to happen now.
He's going for armbar. It's going for the armbar.
Yeah, I saw it already.
Yeah, because
he needs to go to work. There's not a lot of time left. This is a good position for Rico right now.
Yeah, he could probably sustain this position for the rest of this round.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that. You want to go for submissions, try to finish it. Otherwise, round 2 is going to come.
But what I'm
He's
saying,
got a good sprawl.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he can sustain it until the opening shows itself.
Oh, yes.
Gary's not going to get him out of this position.
No. Okay.
Gotta go now. Gotta go now. That's it, Gary.
But I've seen Gary get mounted by Don Fry in the UFC, and he... Okay, that's the end of the round. Round 1 in the bag. We've seen grappler Rico Rodriguez coming out with punches and kicks.
Unbelievable. With takedowns, very good sprawls by Daddy Goodrich. 2 takedowns by Rico. I don't know how to score this. Oh, I'm glad not to be a judge.
Yeah, but I would have to give the edge to Rico Rodriguez in that because he landed most of the shots. He landed a back kick. He landed some strikes on the ground. He got full mount at the end, but Gary couldn't really do much. Gary did land a little bit of right hand. Now here we are, Gary Goodrich on the bottom in the guard. Rico coming up and throwing some punches here. And there's a left hand which grazes off the, that's not going to feel good, even though it grazed off the front of Gary's nose. And here they are standing. And Gary with his hands down and kind of a, like here's the right hand stance. And Rico throwing the jab. And there's the shoot. And Gary goes for that front guillotine, and Rico underhooks the legs and flips him and slams him down into the side mount. Beautiful takedown by Rico Rodriguez.
Perfect takedown. I experienced that takedown the first time I trained with Marco Ruas. I thought, hey, I got him in the guillotine.
Rico gets the full mount here.
And then Marco threw me down all the air out of my lungs. What a nice experience that was.
Well, that was one of Marco's greatest defenses to the guillotine choke.
Yes, and I experienced the first training of it.
Rico Rodriguez still, he looks like he's very calm. It looks like his condition is still very much intact. May not have spent a lot. Gary looks pretty fresh in his corner as well. Mark Kerr seems pretty happy. Also co-cornering Rico Rodriguez is from the Lions Den, Trey Telligman. And the mouthpiece goes in, and here we are ready for round 2.
Second out, please.
Round 2.
Okay, round 2, Goodrich versus Rodriguez. Okay, there's a light little inside kick, which doesn't miss, just to feel her out, just to see if there's a reaction. I think Rico might be throwing a lot of it. Oh, good right hand by Goodrich.
Yeah, it's dangerous to throw a low kick.
Yeah, Rodriguez threw a low kick, and Goodrich stepped right in with that right hand, which could have been a knockdown if it would have connected, because you're standing on one foot when you throw a low kick, and if a guy hits you on the chin with the right hand, you're probably going to go down.
You want to lead in a low kick, always. One punch, left straight, whatever.
Good.
Don't. He's going for a takedown. There we got him. And side position. Nope, half guard. Half mount, what do you say?
We'll call it a half guard now. We've said half mount so many times tonight. Call it a half guard. Gary Goodrich has Rico Rodriguez in the half guard. Rico going to probably work for the mounted position again, grinding away with the right hands to the body.
And now he's going to have 9 minutes in this position. So if he takes his time, keeps moving, doing things, because otherwise they're going to stand him up again, he might have a shot.
Okay, Rico putting that forearm over Gary's throat. Gary holding tight again.
Yeah, and that's a grip, trust me.
Now, in a match like this, you've got the upper body working, but you've also got the concerns of the lower body. Because Gary's got the half guard, Rico's always thinking, I want to get that leg over and get the full mount.
Yeah, but Gary knows they're both concentrating on two things right now. Keeping him close, so Rico cannot strike, and keep that leg in between his legs.
Action!
He's trying to push his head back, but Daddy's got the biggest neck. It's going to be difficult.
There's Mark Kerr. Rico Rodriguez is... Oh, palm strikes there. Might as well get busy. Trying to wedge that forearm over his face to make it painful and make him drop his head so that he can pry him loose. Gary expending some energy holding on here.
Yeah, like I said, he got a strong neck. It's
Ooh, nice palm strikes by Rodriguez.
on the eyebrows.
There he is, hitting him right on the ear. Now, that doesn't feel good, boss.
No, you get this sound in your ear. You don't want to have that sound. What is this?
Now Rico's up top. Nice palm strike. Now Rico going for a knee bar, it looks like. Nice palm strike by Rodriguez. Is Gary going for his own knee bar?
No, he cannot.
Not against Rico.
No, there is no knee bar right now. He's going to try maybe a toe hold he can do.
Yeah, figure four toe hold.
Yeah, but otherwise there's nothing. I would hit now.
Yeah.
If I was Rico.
Hard rip.
Or push his hand away, his arm, and pull back your leg.
Oh.
That's it. I don't know. Go.
You know, Gary's wide open for that right hand palm strike. If Rico decided to make it into a fist, Gary would have to change position. He's going to have to give up that leg. He's going to get nailed.
Body.
There we go.
Full mount. Rico pulls it out. Gary gives it up. I don't know that Rico significantly hurt Gary, but he stung him with those palm strikes.
Yes, he did, but Daddy, he can take a punch. You know, he invites Tom Erickson to punch him. I mean, come on.
Create it now.
Going for the key lock now.
Go, big breath.
Gary's a little too strong to get a key lock.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yep.
That's a very smart thing.
Oh, he's just leaving his grip session wide open.
I would continue to punch in the ribs.
He's holding that hand over Gary's head. I think Gary, he could probably out-muscle him, but he doesn't want to waste the energy right now. He's giving that arm away. That's you don't want to leave that arm hanging out against Rico.
And the side choke. Oh, that was a good attempt from Big Daddy there.
Yeah. He's doing a few things from the bottom. He's
Yep, they're moving, they're playing. They're not going to stand them up if they keep continuing like this. Rico's doing a good job.
Yeah, Rico said that he's glad to be in Pride. He wanted to compete in the best organization. He feels tremendous about fighting in the Pride Fighting Championships. And there are 5 fighters that he wants to fight in the Pride Fighting Championships. Gary is number 5. He also wants to fight Igor Vovchanchin, Mark Coleman, Kazushi Sakuraba. Believe it or not, he mentioned Mark Kerr as well.
Oy. What can I say?
Then he said, when you become King of the Mountain in Pride, you're pretty much the champion all over the world.
Oh, that's true.
That's definitely true. After the Pride Fighting Championship 2000 tournament, I mean, I think there's no dispute that that was, in my opinion, the greatest tournament I ever saw. Okay, Rico just slapping away and throwing a couple shots here. Right. Oh, good left hand by Rico Rodriguez.
Yep, keeping busy. That's what he's doing, so they don't stand him up. It's a smart game. This is his place right now on the ground. His game.
Yeah, you know, Goodrich told me that he didn't really do anything different in training for this, but he obviously did a lot of cardio because he did drop a significant amount of weight. Yep, down to 235. He's weighed as much as 260 pounds in no-holds-barred fights. There he's sweeping away with that left hand, Rico. I think he's trying to create a distraction so he can either pass the guard or go for some kind of a leg lock. Right hand by Rico Rodriguez.
He's doing good. He keeps moving.
He's busy. A judge has got to look at that and think, okay, he's ahead in the fight because he's initiating most of the striking attacks. He's on top, and Goodrich is defending against submissions more than he's defending against strikes.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left in the bout. Goodrich on the bottom. Rico Rodriguez on top.
Yeah, Goodrich should try to hold him tight, so the referee gonna break them up and stand him up again. But then again, you're sweating right now. You slip out. You don't have good control, no good grip.
Oh, he
Sakuraba.
He went for a Sakuraba double palm strike to the eardrum. I think Rico's starting to have fun now. When you try a move like that, that means you figure there's not going to be any retribution you're going to have to pay for.
Yeah. And he's in a good position to do it, you know.
Do you think Gary is waiting for a restart?
Yeah, but if you wait for that, you should hold. You should hold Rico and tie him up. Side choke again. Yeah. At the moment you start sweating, all the submissions, it's difficult.
What I see is the younger man's quicker reflexes being a huge factor in this fight because there are times where Rico reaches in for a strike that he could be countered by Gary from the bottom. I've seen Gary punch guys from the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And he just hasn't had the timing right now.
Yep.
But there's one thing about Gary Goodrich. When he comes to fight, you know he's going to give his all. He's going to go out there and fight, win or lose. And that's what people want to see. They don't want to see too much caution because they want to see excitement and they want to see heart more than they want to see technique.
Yep. It's difficult to fight a guy like Rico in his game plan on top of you, which he's doing for God knows how many years. There's no way you're going to get him off. The only thing where you can think of is, a restart, but otherwise... Fight! Was it 1 more minute? Okay, yes, I understand. Yeah, I think Rico's going to win the fight.
It looks like it.
Here we go.
He's been busier. Gary has really not done a lot from the bottom. He doesn't have a lot of options here. Rico has defended well from any counters. And he just, there's one strike by Goodrich, but it wasn't enough. And Rico pulled away almost like he rolled with the punch. And there's the double slap again.
And again, and again, and again. He should.
Oh, that's got to hurt 2-3 times in a row. It's not a knockout, but.
He should mix that up with right straight to the face.
There it is. And Rico helps Gary Goodrich up. And it seems to us that Rico has done enough to win the fight.
Me too.
Not a tremendously exciting fight.
It's his first big show fight for Rico. He did a good job.
Yes, he
He
did.
stuck to his game plan. He did his thing. What he was coming to do, he did that.
You know what surprises me? We saw Heath Herring come out earlier, who was primarily a wrestler, and do strikes, trained by Coors Hammer. And now we see Rico Rodriguez, another grappler, coming out to do strikes. So the cross training is working both ways.
Everybody knows nowadays, cross training is the thing.
And here he is, Rico Rodriguez, getting the unanimous decision over Gary Big Daddy Goodrich. No surprise to us, as he pretty much controlled the standing and the ground. Nice handstand there by Rico Rodriguez. He's pumped up. Welcome to Pride. Welcome to the Pride Fighting Championship, Rico Rodriguez.
He takes the girl, he lifts up the girl.
He's got the ring girl running around the ring. And she runs out of the ring.
Don Juan de Rico.
Okay, man. There he is, posing for photographers.
The match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
青コーナー176センチ105キロイゴー・ボブチャンチン
Igor Vovchanchyn, back in the ring of pride.
赤コーナー177センチ89.8キロ松井大二郎
Taijiro Matsui looks to be in tremendous shape, Bob.
That's what I said, man. We don't know what he did in the last 7 months.
There's Kazushi Sakuraba in his corner.
He looks better than he ever looked. I always recognize him because he's wearing a t-shirt with a Dutch logo on it. He loves the t-shirt. He's wearing it all the time for the last 2 years.
Okay, here we go. Vovchanchyn versus Matsui. There's Takada and Sakuraba at ringside. Round 1. Igor Vovchanchyn coming straight out. And Matsui making it clear that he's going to shoot. Matsui seems to be the smaller of the two, but a very cagey veteran of the Ring of Pride.
That Igor got some great reflexes, unbelievable. And they shoot, like the guy Nick Tupper, he knocked him out while he was taking a shot with the right knee to the head. Perfect timing he's got.
Matsui shooting it. Igor going for the back, but Matsui hanging on to that right arm of Igor Vovchanchyn. Now Vovchanchyn's going for the back. I don't think that Igor's going to go for a choke from this position. He's not known as a choker. Whacking away.
Those punches, man, he hits like a truck.
He has a way of hitting over the back of the guy's neck and clubbing the guy in the ear with his knuckles.
Under the armpit, he's going to hit under the armpit too. Body, head.
I don't think this is going to be a pretty fight. Igor still got the back, chopping away now. The problem is that Daijiro cannot see those punches coming, so he doesn't know when they're going to hit, so he can't really move his head. Matsui trying to spin out into the guard. Igor holding him there in position. Igor in total control here on the back of Daijiro Matsui. He had a tremendous battle with one of Matsui's teammates, Sakuraba, in the Pride Grand Prix Fighting Championship 2000. A tremendous 15-minute battle of which Sakuraba had a really good go in the first. And now Matsui trying to spin out. Sakuraba had a really good go against Vovchanchyn in the first half of the fight, but then Igor turned up the steam with the strikes on the ground and basically forced Sakuraba to not come out in for round 2.
Yeah, but you have to understand, Sakuraba came out of the fight, for a 1.5 hour fight, so he was tired. But
that's true, but
still, Igor is
he's a very dangerous striker, even on the ground with short punches like this, where he doesn't have the distance. Now he's using the left hand.
Oh, God, what a good shot.
That was a great shot. Oh, he hit the ropes.
He's going to hurt his own hand.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't hurt his arm by throwing that punch. You know how that works.
Oh, man.
There's Takada.
He's going to hit him under his armpit to see
exactly like you said, boss.
And that's a dangerous punch because you hit him under the jaw. That's a KO right there.
Matsui absorbing a slow beating here so far. Vovchanchyn in control from the back.
Got again caught in the ropes.
I expect they might restart the fighters. Yep, there it is. They're going to restart the fighters closer to the center. Vovchanchyn on top. Matsui face down on elbows and knees. There's that left hand. He's striking over the top, knuckle punching him around. Okay, oh.
Jeez.
Both. Boss, those are hard shots there.
They're hard shots, trust me. If you shake his hand, Igor's hand, it's like a break. This guy had such a big hand, it's unbelievable.
He does have big fists. He's built like a linebacker. He's 5'8", somewhere around the 230, 240 pound range.
Like a bigger version of Akira Shoji.
Yeah.
You see, they're looking really similar. And the fighting style is really similar.
Okay, looks like Matsui is starting to bleed.
Oh, he's bleeding good. He's bleeding really good.
Yeah, that's a bad cut. Oh, bad cut. I don't know that they're going to be able to patch it up enough. It's pretty bad. I don't know if it's directly over the eye. If it's over the eye, they might have to stop the fight. Oh, that's bleeding bad.
It's bleeding real hard.
I don't see a scenario in which Matsui can beat Vovchanchyn at this point.
No, I don't either.
Vovchanchyn is too experienced. He said something. Igor told me he had something like 50 no-holds-barred fights, and with 3 losses, one by armbar in Russia, one against Mark Coleman. I think the other one was by a chin in the eye.
Oh yeah.
There was some discussion there.
Okay, I just looked at it.
Okay, so he's going to go.
Yes,
he's going to go some more. Matsui is not a quitter. Oh my God. This is not. You know, they just stand and restart. They're going to start him, and the beating is going to continue.
Oh, this is not good for him.
No, it's not, because, like I say, he can't see when the punches are coming because he's not looking at Igor. So,
and now Igor is going to hit the cut.
Nice flip there, but went right into the side mount, which is not an advantageous position, as you know. Igor is not a mean guy. He just wants to do enough to win. He doesn't want to crush these guys, although he has the power to do so.
Yes, he is. No, he's actually a really nice guy, humble guy.
Very humble. You know, I think one of the things I've seen in Igor is when Igor gets a little bit hurt, that's when he's really dangerous.
Yep.
Because he will go out there to try and terminate.
He's working his way up. I think he's going to knee him in the head, or he's going to do something.
Yeah, in Igor's last fight, he was stopped. Oh, there's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. They might have to just stop this for excessive bleeding because he's bleeding on. Yeah, they're going to have to look at that cut again because there's a lot of blood here. I hope it's not right on an artery. It's just so much blood.
Yep, and the heartbeat is pumping, pumping, pumping. 160, 170 beats a minute.
Yeah,
that will pump the blood right out.
I think they might have to. They're going to have to. They're going to stop the fight. I think they're going to have to stop it. You know, I know Matsui wants to go. He wants to continue. He wants to compete. You know, he's out there. It's over. It's over. Matsui is upset. You know, Matsui is a warrior. He wants to go and go. Like you said.
Too bad for the guy.
Yeah, Igor Vovchanchyn gets the victory. You know, Igor was in complete control. Matsui really didn't have a chance in this fight. I'm actually glad they stopped him when they did.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Matsui absorb a tremendous beating. It's not necessary.
Yeah, he was dominant the whole fight. But a poor guy, you know, because he wants to show that he can handle it.
Yeah, I mean, Matsui's a great competitor. A little bit outdone, outweighed. Vovchanchyn did what he had to do. He didn't do anything excessively more than he had to do. It's a rough game. There he is throwing a couple punches and kicks at us. He got the win. Here he is chopping away with that right hand and cracking Matsui. You go to the body, then crack into the head.
That was probably the punch right there. You see, he started bleeding. Yeah, that was it.
That was the punch in his. He's just whacking away with that right hand.
Yeah,
that's just a brutal. That's his big punch. That's the right hand. Igor Vovchanchyn's right hand is one of the best in the business. So it wasn't a big surprise that Vovchanchyn prevailed in this. I'm glad that Matsui didn't sustain a lot of damage.
Yep.
Royal in his corner.
187cm,
Gilbert Yvel, one of the bad boys, the Hurricane from Holland.
Yeah, that's what they call him, man. Peter Smith was the Hurricane in Thai boxing, and he got the name now, man. This guy is like a hurricane.
Well, you know, he likes those tattoos now, doesn't he?
He's got his trainer actually on his chest, in his left chest, Lucien Carbin, who is an unbelievable fighter in the days. 43 Thai boxing fights, won everything, beat all the Thais on their game. Kyokushin, he was the first European champion. It's unbelievable. He became European champion 3 times.
Okay, here we go, the main event. Pride Fighting Championship, new blood. Gilbert Yvel making his debut in the Pride Fighting Championship. Vitor Belfort in his second appearance at Pride. Right hand! Left hand by Vitor Belfort drops Gilbert Yvel. Vitor's got that straight left, caught Gilbert right on the butt.
That was a good shot. Gilbert came through with a good kick. But this is not the place where you want to be for Gilbert right now. Because all we know from Vitor is that he has black belt in jiu-jitsu. He knows his way in the ground.
Yeah, we expected this one to be a stand-up fight.
Yep.
And it was for a couple seconds, but Gilbert was open and Vitor capitalized.
I think Gilbert is going to hold him like this and wait for the referee to restart.
Maybe. He has competed in various organizations that allow rules of restarts if there's not enough action or no striking to the face on the ground. But Gilbert is said to have been training quite a bit in Holland with Remco Pardo, who's a jiu-jitsu and judo guy. And Gilbert has, they tell me, learned to escape from the bottom and escape from submission holds.
He is physically very strong and he does awkward things to escape, and he does it. He escaped Dan Henderson when he was in the bottom. He just stood up. This is going to be an interesting match. I'll tell you what.
Two young men, both 23 years old, both in their physical prime, both with a history of fights, both with lots of knockouts. Oh, Vitor's throwing some hard punches.
This is what Gilbert should do, what he did now. Locking Vitor's head up and wait for a restart, because this is not his game.
We've seen Gilbert Yvel on the ground before, but I haven't seen Vitor Belfort on the ground too many times. One time with Joe Charles in the UFC, but most of his fights end standing up.
Yep.
Oh, that's a huge left hand. If that lands, that's going to do some damage. He's got a lot of zip in that punch. He's hitting hard right now. Hard. Oh, Gilbert's cut. Gilbert's cut. Below the eye. Below the eye. Gilbert's eye looks like it's swelling too. He's got to have better defense than he's been having because Vitor is starting to land those shots from the guard.
He has to hold him. Just hold him, hold him, hold him. Until the ref breaks it up.
Gilbert's got to really watch out for that left hand of Vitor's. That's his big punch. He's throwing it with a lot of velocity from the guard. The cut is under the eye, so it's not going to affect his vision, but it looks like his eye is swelling as well. So far, Vitor has been in complete control from standing all the way to the ground.
Yep. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, Gilbert has really not offered anything on the ground.
Yep, but what he's got, it's the end of the fight, what counts.
Yeah, I think if this goes into the second round and they're standing back up, we're going to see some fireworks.
I think so too. You should try to twist him again to the right now. Try to twist Vitor over him to the right.
Because Vitor has his left arm under his neck. Vitor giving his left hand a little bit of a rest, chopping away with the right hand to the head and to the body as well. Vitor Belfort on top, half mount, on top of Gilbert Yvel from Holland, chopping away with the punches. Gilbert doing nothing more than holding on at this point.
That's the only thing he can do. Like I said a few times before, he has to wait for a restart. That's his thing. And then don't attack too fast. Because now,
there it is. He's going to twist to the right, just as you thought, but now he's got the guard. He gave it the attempt, but Vitor was there. And Vitor chopping away with his left hand. Gilbert firing back from the bottom. That swelling under that right eye is really starting to come up. Slide him out. I wonder if he was punched or thumbed in the eye because the swelling it looks like a massive thumb. Now, Vitor did something really interesting. He spun him back around. He's going to drive him back toward the ropes again. Vitor broke his hand in his last fight over a year ago against Sakuraba, and his doctors told him that he couldn't fight for 1 year. And he's taken the time off, and it looks like everything has healed up just fine. Yep. Although that shot looked like it might have caught him a little funny on the wrist. Hope he doesn't hurt his hand again.
Yeah, that's the thing with those thin gloves, or bare knuckle, you have to punch real good. I always was lucky that I started in the Kyokushin, so you were trained to keep your hands and your wrists perfectly straight.
Yeah, Vitor Belfort said about Gilbert Yvel, he said he's one of the best fighters in the world, and with two good fighters in the ring, anything can happen. So he didn't offer a prediction, a definitive prediction. He would also like to, Vitor Belfort would also like to thank God, because he said, without Jesus Christ, I am nobody. And he wants people to know that he is a changed man and that he's the new Vitor Belfort. And right now, we're seeing a return of Vitor Belfort back to being a dominant force because he is dominating Gilbert Yvel at this point. And Gilbert Yvel came in highly touted. A lot of people thought that Gilbert was going to totally control this fight, but Vitor has pretty much imposed his own game plan, and Gilbert has offered little, if any, resistance at all.
Yep. Vitor is playing a good game right now. And the sad part is when they're going to step him up now, he's going to do it right away, fall in the same position. He's going to take him down right away again because he knows on the ground he's doing good. So Gilbert should watch out after the stand-up and hope that he can stall. Because Vitor is not going to punch him.
But you never know, because Vitor, if anybody, can knock somebody out standing up.
I know, but he knows now that it's so easy for him on the ground to control. Why should he take the risk?
That's true.
But the fight's not over till it's over.
Gilbert's last fight was a victory over Hideyoshi Tamura, which had knocked him out. And now Vitor Belfort's got the side mount position. You can always expect the unexpected in the Pride Fighting Championship. What on paper looked like an explosive and competitive match has been relatively one-sided so far. Yeah.
All the things that Gilbert can do right now. Just wait for 2 minutes, I guess. Never break it up.
Gilbert's pushing up. Vitor right down on top of him again, not giving him an inch to move or to stand up.
Hey, calm down, calm down.
Here, 1 minute.
1 minute left in the fight. Belfort in control. Ivo hanging on. That right eye puffed up a little bit of Gilbert Ivo. Doesn't seem to be a problem at the moment. I'm sure they'll put an end swell or some ice on that eye. The cut is not a factor so far. There's the 1 minute warning. Vitor not even thinking about passing the guard, not even thinking about a submission, just hammering away.
Yeah, because this is his way to score points. It's a smart game he's playing right now. I mean, if he beats Gilbert, it's a good name.
Yeah, that really puts him back in the mix, big time.
Yep.
He's had some rough and tumble times in the last couple of years. His last big win was a knockout of Vanderlei Silva in 1998, which was 2 years ago. Since then, he lost to Sakuraba and has been relatively inactive for a year. They're completely inactive.
Control with the forehead.
Vitor is focused right here now. They're worrying about. Okay, that's the end of round one. Now Vitor helps him up and they hug, and Gilbert goes back to his corner. Wounded but not bent. Gilbert doesn't seem like he's out of the fight. His trainer knows how to deal with bumps and bruises, and he's going to fix that eye up. That eye is swollen. I believe that eye before the end of the evening will probably be swollen shut. Hopefully it won't be swollen shut before the end of this fight.
Yeah, I think the way to attack Vitor is like a flying knee, where he's real good at, or a spinning back kick. He's really good at that too.
Okay, here it is. That's the. Okay, now that punch almost didn't land completely, but Gilbert was standing on one foot, and there's the punch again. It kind of caught him on the ear, but Gilbert threw the kick at the same time, standing one leg. Vitor got on top in the guard and never got out of that position. Now I think that it's time for Ivo to regroup and really turn up the steam with the stand-up. He can't take any chances here. Vitor whacking away with that left hand, hard left hand from the guard. Iowa not really doing much of anything, not striking per se, just trying to block the punches. And Vitor just grinding away, pounding away, just dominating from the top, and Iowa getting cut in the process under that right eye. Okay, here we go for round 2. Two of the greatest strikers in the business, in the ring. So far, it's been all Belfort.
I wonder where he's going to come out with now.
You know, with this guy, anything can happen. So what he needs to do, he needs to get back in the fight. He needs to establish control because he lost that first round decisively.
He cannot attack. He has to let him come.
Back kick! Back kick by Gilbert Iowa. He grabs the ropes and down he goes. He took a chance, gambled with it, and Vitor shot right in for the takedown.
But it would have been a hit. That was a good back kick.
Now we're in the same position.
This is not good.
You know, this is not good at all because I don't see that Gilbert has the tools to reverse this position. And just to hang on, as long as Vitor stays busy, they're not going to restart the fight. Here they are again on the bottom.
Explode. Go left, go right, explode, underhook, do anything. But get tired, try to get out.
Marca a base, você tá ganhando, baby. Está em casa, vem, já ganhou em casa. Está em casa, continua assim, está em casa, isso.
Gilbert's got to do something here. He's got to get back to his feet. He can't stay in this position.
Yeah, like I said, he has to explode, go left, go right, try to create some space, some holes that he can flip out. He does the strangest escape techniques we've seen him doing in rings.
Well, he needs one of those right now.
He needs them very much.
Now, but the odds aren't good because Vitor Belfort, for his entire life, has been working on the ground. Before he learned to box, he was rolling in jiu-jitsu. But it's been his strikes that have controlled the fight. His wrestling base as well. But Gilbert hasn't done anything to try and reverse it. He hasn't tried to put the heels on the hips to push him back. He hasn't tried to roll. He hasn't planted his feet and, possibly taken the chance of getting mounted, at least to try and turn him, as you say. He's just kept a locked guard and just held on.
Sometimes explosive movements, left, right, can even turn somebody like that.
Oh, they're going to restart him standing. Okay, well,
this is good.
Well, this is good for Ivor. Ivor throws the knee, and Vitor goes for that takedown, but Ivor doesn't have a sprawl.
Jesus.
He doesn't have a sprawl. That's too bad. It looks like Belfort is in a position to where he might be able to get the full mount.
Yes, he is.
If he can pass that right leg over, Gilbert will have to turn his back, and I don't know that he wants to do that with Vitor Belfort being a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
No, you don't want to do that. It's going to be a joke for sure. Again, you should try to go left, right, move. He's going to have 6 minutes left. He has to do something.
Well, out of tonight's evening, I would be venture to guess that all the fights total have probably been on their feet standing up, maybe no more than 5 minutes. Most all the fights have ended up on the ground in this position.
Yeah, because that's the game from everybody nowadays, So, and it's difficult. You see the level of fighters is really close to together, the line, and that makes it, not really exciting for the audience, of course. Because if you make a little mistake, they're going to stand up again. This is good.
I'm glad because now this is where Gilbert's going to have a chance. And he's got to hurt Belfort. He's got to. Oh, Belfort comes in with that left hand again, right on the butt. Shoots in. What a fast shoot he's got.
He's got a very good shot. Against Couture, he even took Couture down.
And he was a little bit too bulky in that fight because he was up to like 235, 240 pounds in that fight. But here he's down to 200 pounds, lightning fast shoot.
Yeah, that was good. But the reflex from Ivel, the knee, nearly missed his head. I think he hit it, but not full power.
Well, if he did hit it, it didn't have any effect.
Nope. Until now, Vitor is in control.
Yeah, this is, unless Ivel does something drastic, this is for sure going to go to Vitor Belfort.
Hang bij je. Ontspannen, daar komt de kans. Ontspannen, heel goed. Hou de guard, hou de guard. Pak je arm erbij.
I actually thought this was going to be a much more competitive fight than it was going to be.
Yeah, but this is... Vitor did his study also. He knows that Gilbert Ivel is a really good striker. Why should you take the risk if you get a takedown like Vitor Belfort has? I mean, it's perfect for him, this.
Yeah, I think that if he wins, that will put the Brazilian team undefeated tonight.
Yep. What was it? The Brazilian top team.
The Brazilian top team will have made a statement tonight because they're recently formed. All these people on the Brazilian top team. Okay, they're having some controversy because they're having a restart. Yuji Shimada is telling Gilbert that he's got to get busy. He can't just hold. And now they're standing back up. There's some controversy. There's a huge complaint from all the members of the Brazilian top team of why. Now Gilbert throws a knee, tries to punch, but there's a single leg takedown again. And I'd be willing to guess that the fight's going to stay here for the rest of the time.
Yep. Yeah, the Brazilians are shouting. They say it's not possible. But what Vitor is doing right now, he's not doing any damage. He's only making points. And I think that's not being busy. If you just boom, punch, punch. I think he has to go, like what he's doing now. He's passing his guard, going to the side, make real movements. You can tap constantly somebody, but that's not being busy. It's just doing something.
Now, you were in a situation similar to this. Obviously, Vitor Belfort is a more accomplished striker than Kevin Randleman was, but Kevin Randleman was on top of you for the whole fight.
Yeah, but you know why they didn't break the fight up? That was because I was working. Joe McCarthy came to me and he says, "Boss, I didn't break it up because you were the guy who was doing the job."
But Gilbert on the bottom is not working.
That's what I mean, but Vitor is not really working. He's not improving his position. With these punches, he can never finish the fight. He can only win on points. But he doesn't really go for a KO or for a nice submission. You have to count that too. Hey, listen, this is the smartest game that Vitor can do it. He's going to make this win easy for him because he got now like 5 takedowns in a row. So there's no way that he can lose this fight.
I think that Gilbert Ivel definitely has to go back and do some homework.
Yeah,
sprawling, and escaping from the bottom. The cut is not a factor. Vitor is grinding away, Gilbert holding him close, which neutralizes the power of Vitor's strikes. Now, Gilbert looks like he's about to slide out from the side. He's almost got his way out, but he would be risking turning his back if he went all the way over.
2 minutos, Vitor. Não para de bater, que faltam 2 minutos, Vitor. Vamos lá. Isso. 2 minutos. Não para de bater. Vitor, não para de bater. Não para de bater.
There's just nothing really.
That's what I say. This is not improving his position. So if the referee stands him up, it's not. It's a good decision. You see? Nothing happened. He's not going to KO him with this.
No, he's not.
This is only scoring points just to stay on the ground. That shouldn't count. And he has the power, the ability, Vitor, to to go for real fast, you know. That's
Para,
why.
meu irmão. Minuto só.
He pushes out and goes with full right straights, left, right,
Não
whatever.
para de bater, não para de bater, vamos lá.
Then you're working yourself to a KO.
Isso, vai. Vai.
Well, I would hate to say that this fight, unfortunately, had not lived up to the expectations of the hot. It was not. It's so far. It's not been an action-packed fight. It's been a longer, drawn-out, slow arm punch beating. Gilbert can't really do anything from the bottom. He's just trying to survive at this point by holding on. I mean, the restart maybe, but on the previous restarts, he tried his best shot and they didn't land. Because again, Vitor's shoot is so fast that even a guy with the fast punches and kicks and knees of Gilbert Yvel, now I can't imagine what it would be like if Yvel fought a wrestler like a Coleman or something. There would be no fight other than total ground and pound.
Yeah. But that's okay. He knows that now.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
going to work on it. He's young kid, 22, 23.
young. I mean, he's got all. He wants to fight. He's a very exciting fighter. He's got no quit in him. You know, he's trying. And now that's the only fight. And it seems like a no-brainer. Vitor Belfort completely dominated that fight in every way. His striking was better. His takedowns obviously dictated the whole situation. It looks like the Brazilian top team is going to go 3-0 tonight. Previous victories were 2 over the Lions Den fighters, where Carlos Barreto beat Trey Telligman. And here's the replay. Vitor just kind of grounding away, just bashing away. Gilbert blocking most of those punches. And Vitor Belfort giving the hug, the respect. There he is with their, that must be the Brazilian top team flag.
That's
right.
what I think so
exactly,
too.
Right.
He did a good job. He's looking really good. Good shape. Yeah. Both of them actually right there.
Yeah, no question. Vitor Belfort, no question. Vitor Belfort is back. Now that's a big victory for him. Beating a guy like, not only just beating Gilbert Yvel, but totally dominating him. This really puts Vitor Belfort back in the spotlight.
Yep. And it's good. He deserves it.
Absolutely. And Gilbert is humble, you know. He'll be back. I mean, believe me, that guy's dangerous. And he beat Tamura, and Tamura beat Henzo. So Gilbert Yvel will definitely be back. But this is a huge moment for Vitor Belfort. A huge win. Outweighed by 20 pounds, took Gilbert Yvel right out of his fight and just grounded and pounded him to a unanimous decision victory.